on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, all right. It is now time for us to have our activated mornings. Time for us to talk a little more to you and you to talk to us. Remember, it is an interactive program, so you can call us, you can WhatsApp us on the number 457-9997. 457-9997. That's the number you can call us, you can WhatsApp us. All right, so we are in studio this morning.
We are in studio this morning, yes.
There are only two of us here this morning, sadly. It is myself, Dianna, and Roleza. We are here with you. I'm going to give you 10 Roleza seconds to get yourself ready. 10 Roleza seconds. Do we have Christal?
All right, I haven't seen her come in as yet. Let me just go ahead. But yes, good morning to SVG. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. We were all geared up and excited yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Despite the outcome, we are still excited. All right. We are still Vincentians. I saw a post this morning from a friend who commented on the togetherness of persons in relation to us rallying behind the Shafiqua, right? And she's saying that she's hoping that this would continue, don't let things divide us, such as politics and religion and all that other stuff, right? Because persons did rally behind Shafiqua yesterday. And so we're going to touch a little bit on that. But before we get too deep into that, so yes, you have in studio Dianna and Roleza, myself, Roleza, and we are activated morning. This morning's Christal may jump in at some point. And so we are just going to say a few things, just something preliminary though. I don't know how many persons had a chance to look at an interview that Kenton conducted last night with some Africans, well, more so Nigerians. And I looked at that interview. I listened because I was doing some work, and I thoroughly enjoyed that interview. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is, there are times when sometimes you need that outside perspective or to hear that outside opinion of how people view your country, your culture, etc. And that was what it is that caught my attention with it. I said, you know what? Let me have a look at this. I have a listen to this to see what their experiences are like and what are maybe the similarities, etc., between Nigeria, well, continent of Africa, Nigeria country specifically, and us here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I thoroughly enjoyed that interview. So Kenton, good morning and big up yourself with that interview, and as well as the guests who you had, your interviewees who were on yesterday. They really did give me a good laugh at certain points within that interview. I think one of them came into SVG. The first time he came in the night. I couldn't remember if he landed at E.T. Joshua, if it was at Agai, but he said when he came in, he couldn't understand why the houses were in the trees, right? So I had a really, really good laugh at that, because what it is that I realized was because he came in at the night, because of the terrain, it's going to look like the houses are where trees are supposed to be, And another thing that they spoke about was almost off the bat, was their experiences with the vans. Right, in terms of how we drive and they didn't use the word small up yourself, but in terms of having to fit in a van, etc. So it was really amusing to me to hear that, as well as another thing they spoke about was the food. One of them spoke about pilau, and they didn't realize that sugar was the basis for cooking pilau. So Kenton had to explain, to bring for the stew, but to bring the sugar to thing. So I mean, it's always good for me to hear a person speaking about my country.
Yeah, that's good.
And a lot of it, they spoke about the hospitality of Vincentians and the fact that we just about know everybody. If you mention the name John, people automatically know who John is, right? So the smallness and the closeness of the community. So, it's never mind that we have so much going on here in SVG, especially with relation to crime, the increase in crime, etc. Having to hear that outside perspective of our own country, of our people, and by extension, we were speaking about initially, of the togetherness of Vincentians in rallying beside yes, and he said yes, he wanted to he in order to get out of the van, the gentleman, I think his name is Otto, he was saying that he had to tell them that he needed to urinate, right? And then he said he never catch on the next Georgetown van ever again. So I had a good laugh, right? So Georgetown, good morning to the people of Georgetown, right? And the vans that travels that particular route. So persons who missed that interview, I would highly suggest that you have a look at it. They covered various topics. They covered dating in terms of dating Vincentians. They covered politics in terms of them voting in elections here. They covered religion. So it was really, really and truly a good interview. And I would like to see maybe even more interviews along that line in terms of speaking with other persons of different nationalities who are residing here, of ethnicities, to see how they have been able to fit in here, So you can find the interview for sure it's on WEFM's Facebook page, but I think it should also be on Eyewitness's Facebook page, right? So have a look at that. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm definitely going to go back. I know Otto personally.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back and watch that. Also, funny thing, the house in the trees. I ain't gonna forget that for now.
Yeah, and when he said it, I was like, "What?" And then I realized, it's because of our terrain, because we're so mountainous. That's why.
If I laugh out randomly in public, it's because I remember that.
Yeah, it was a really, really good interview.
Yeah. Lovely, good stuff. And continuing with the good stuff, our girl came forth, and we are very proud. We're very, very proud. We're ready to receive her, ready to welcome her when she comes back. And as Roleza was saying, the togetherness of the people, I was amazed, when I saw Heritage Square, I was like, whoa, Heritage Square, plenty of people, man. So a lot of persons came out yesterday, a lot of persons were supporting, sharing things on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and so on, right? And we are really proud of her for coming forth. We were already proud. We were already proud before the race.
We were.
This is not an award, but we're proud of that. Right? And let's not forget as well that Handel Roban, Handel, which we're cheering, we've been cheering for our whole team. So now that Shafiqa's races are complete, we have Handel's coming up on Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Yes. I forget tomorrow is Wednesday.
Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yes.
I'm stuck on Monday.
Girl who stays stuck on Monday. Are you crazy?
I don't know what's wrong with me. Something wrong with my programming. But yeah, Handel tomorrow. I don't know the.
All right. So Handel's race will take place at 5:55 a.m. All right. Vinci time. So if you happen to hear any sort of bit of excitement happening in your neighborhood, especially if he places and he does extremely well, I mean, we're supporting him nonetheless. If you hear some cheers at 5:55 in the morning, some sort of eruption happening within your community or your neighbor's house, is because they more than likely are looking at Handel's race. All right. So for those early birders, be up and so that we can support Handel even in spirit, right?
Oh, yes.
So he would hear and recognize.
Yeah. So we're going to continue now we have some other things to touch on. So the Caribbean. Now we've been talking about the Caribbean and how we've been doing well in sports, but we also have some other achievements as well, our neighboring St. Lucia and Grenada. I'm going to read a story, a short piece.
All right.
So I'm reading from Grenada. So Grenada recently got their flag on a plane. How cool. So reading from St. Vincent Times, InterCaribbean Airways unveiled All right. InterCaribbean Airways unveiled a custom painted ATR 42 500 aircraft featuring the flag of Grenada on its tail during a ceremony at Maurice Bishop International Airport yesterday. The aircraft, registered as VQ-TGD and named Spirit of Grenada on its nose, symbolizes InterCaribbean's gratitude for the government of Grenada's support. This aircraft, Spirit of Grenada, symbolizes our deep appreciation for Grenada's support since we expanded into the Southern Caribbean, said Lyndon Gardiner, the chairman of InterCaribbean Airways. Their partnership has been crucial to our growth, and we are honored to play a role in the island's ongoing connectivity. We stand in solidarity with the Grenadian people and reaffirm our commitment to serving this resilient nation. So an aircraft, the Spirit of Grenada, was unveiled, which has the Grenadian flag on its tail. So big achievement there. Big up you, Grenada. Big up you. Roleza, how do you feel?
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, when I saw it, I was like, so how Grenada end up on InterCaribbean plane, right? I saying how it is if okay, so let's not even trying to be petty. I try to see myself I need to pick size, but I really was curious. I said, how it is they choose Grenada? Not that anything is wrong with Grenada, just the Vinci and me coming out wondering how come it is now Vinci flag on it, right? But then I realized after reading the article, it was because of the support that they received from the government of Grenada. And I mean, it's fitting, if you've received this support, and I'm not sure to what extent the support has been given, but nonetheless, of course, as Caribbean people, we love to see our flags flying everywhere.
Yes.
And what better place, a more fitting place than on a plane,
right?
right? Like legit flying, So big up Grenada for that. I'm hoping that, let's say, there are more aircrafts coming up, because I think part of the article did speak about the expansion that is happening with the company itself, InterCaribbean itself, So let's see if there will be more aircrafts coming out with other island flags on them, even if, let's say, we have to double up, put more than one flags on more than one plane.
One on one side, one on the other side.
We just want to see representation, all right? We just want to see that representation. And Vinci wants to see ourselves everywhere. All right.
You could say that again. Yes.
So commendations to InterCaribbean and Grenada with regards to this particular achievement, or development, I should say. All right. And quickly to jump into another story in relation to another Caribbean island, or probably have like a minute or so, or 2 minutes. All right. So St. Lucia enters final planning stage for a new underwater sculpture park. So St. Lucia is close to selecting the cultural figures that will be part of its underwater sculpture park. And Dexter Purcell, head of marketing of St. Lucia's Tourism Authority, told Loop News that the selection committee is finalizing the storyboard and production of the sculptures will begin soon after the process is completed. All right. He anticipates that work will begin by end of this year and be finished by the end of 2025. All right. The park is expected to showcase key elements of St. Lucia's culture and history. All right. So this article I read was taken off of Loop News. So if you want to read more, you can. Well, it's a very short article, so you can go and read the rest there. Right. And I always think that it's interesting when you have these added attractions to an island, right? Grenada is the one that I know of having.
I was going to mention if it's not Grenada. Yeah.
Right. So Grenada has an underwater sculpture park. Grenadians, I know we're talking about y'all this morning, and forgive me if I mispronounce this word, but I believe it's Molinaire. Bisejou Marine Protected Park. There is one in Grenada. This was installed in 2006. All right. The site, interestingly, is now listed as one of National Geographic's 25 wonders of the world. Right. And if just Google the images, or just Google Grenada's underwater park, and you will see some lovely images of some of the installations that are within that park. And as I was saying that, I kind of strayed a little bit. I always think that is inviting when you have a bit more of an added attraction to islands. Yes, people come for the sun, sea, and sand. Yeah. They come to embrace the culture or the hospitality of us as West Indians in particular. But, to have something a little bit extra as an attraction. And that's the thing. I personally can't scuba dive. I don't even know how to swim, right? But had I been able to do such, I would have loved to be able to go underwater to be able to witness these things myself.
I believe you're going to go one day. Somebody will take you one day, because somebody got to take me one day. I mean, I can't swim either. And I'm terribly afraid of the deep. Like, I have a phobia of the deep, but I'll go in. I want to see.
You have a phobia of the deep?
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I love beach. I really love the beach. But you see, I like the shallow part.
No, I like beach and boat ride, but I don't mean I learn how to swim. I'm still not going to learn how to swim. All right, but
I wanted to just to add to the St. Lucian sculptures. One of the things that I was pleased with is the fact that the islanders, it mentioned the islanders were invited to make submissions, and I really like that, letting the people have a say in something that is about them anyways, right? And that's our time for today. So we're gonna take our leave. We will take a short ad break, and then we will be right back with activated mornings. Do not go anywhere. Do not change the dial. If you need to go and get some tea, go and do that and come right back. All right.
At Lynch